Congratulations, and welcome to your new Trailblazer, a sport utility that's as capable as it is comfortable.
Your new Trailblazer is an SUV that's the perfect blend of technology and design. And through this combination of innovation and attention to detail, your new Trailblazer is about to unleash some pure driving satisfaction. Hi, I'm Craig.
And hello there, I'm Laura. The folks at Chevrolet have asked us to help you feel right at home in your new Trailblazer. And that's exactly what we're going to do by introducing you to some of your vehicle's many useful and impressive features.
We'll also talk about how you can customize a wide variety of features to make your driving experience uniquely your very own. After all, we know that every driver has different preferences, and that's why Chevrolet has made it easy for you to choose the settings that are right for you.
So sit back and relax, because your expectations about what an SUV can do are about to change.
Before we go any further, though, we have to emphasize the importance of safety. This CD is for instructional purposes and should be played only when your vehicle is stopped with the transmission in park. So please make sure you're safely parked and in a comfortable and secure place like your driveway. Now, with the engine off but the ignition in the run position, which is the position just before you start the engine, you're ready to begin.
You'll also find it helpful to refer to the Getting to Know Your Trailblazer booklet that comes with your new Trailblazer. This guide includes many programming steps as well as some helpful pictures.
But, of course, your Trailblazer's owner's manual is your ultimate guide, so feel free to consult with its easy-to-follow and friendly layout whenever you need more detailed information.
If at any point during the CD you want to stop and review or practice setting functions, you can pause the CD by pressing the Band button. Pressing this button switches you into the radio mode. When you're ready to play the CD again, just press the CD aux or tape disc button, and the CD will pick up from right where you left off.
To maneuver through this audio CD, you can advance the CD tracks by pressing the Seek button. The track number appears on the display. If you press it more than once, the player continues moving forward through the CD tracks. To go back to a particular track, press the other side of the button repeatedly to return to the track you want.
If you want to fast forward or reverse through a track, simply press and hold reverse and forward buttons on the radio.
So now it's time to explore all of the incredible ways to make your new Trailblazer distinctively your own. One of the things you'll appreciate most about your new Trailblazer is its comfortable ride. And this all starts right from the driver's seat.
So let's get you settled in, because your Trailblazer seats are easy to adjust and perfect for cruising comfort.
Your new Trailblazer comes equipped with either manually adjustable seats or the optional power seat system.
So either way, you can individualize your seating experience to suit your own needs.
For manual seats, the mechanism to slide the seat forward and back is located between your legs underneath the seat. To recline the seat, lift the lever on the outboard side of the seat and then release it to lock the seat back in place.
For the power system, the controls are located on the outside of your seat, just below your thigh on the side closest to the door. These horizontal and vertical controls are both well-sized and easy to operate, and give your seat a full range of seating positions. In fact, just a little bit of pressure on these controls creates a smooth and easy response.
The power seat system allows you to raise or lower the front or back of your seat cushion by pressing the forward or rear edge of the horizontal control either up or down. You can then move the cushion either higher or lower by pushing the whole horizontal control either up or down.
So in effect, with the power seat option, you have the ability to control both the pitch and the height of the seat to suit your exact needs.
Your power seat option also gives you recline controls for both front seats through the controls that run vertically up and down on each seat.
And that makes a world of difference if you're just a little over 5 feet tall like me and have a husband who's over 6 feet tall.
And for rear seat passengers, let's take a moment to find out how to help better protect the smaller members of your family with Chevrolet's Child Comfort Guides.
The Child Comfort Guides are the black shoulder belt guides that are located at the outside edge of each passenger position in the back seat. Because they're really only meant to be used for the comfort of smaller passengers or for children who've outgrown their booster seats, Chevrolet has thoughtfully placed them in between the rear seat's back support and the truck's frame.
They really are a useful addition because they change and improve the position of the shoulder part of the seatbelt by moving it away from a smaller person's neck and head.
And for those little ones who need to be in child seats, your Trailblazer has several safety features designed to help keep these child restraint systems securely tethered, including a latch top and bottom anchor system for easier seat installation.
Also, because some child restraint systems come with a top tether strap, your 5-passenger Trailblazer has anchor locations for these straps mounted on the floor of the cargo area directly at the bottom of the second row rear seat cushions.
But be careful that you never use the rear tie-down brackets near the liftgate in the cargo area as top tether anchors. This is simply not what they're designed for.
If you have a Trailblazer EXT, an anchor bracket for a top tether child restraint seat is located at the bottom rear of the seat cushion for each seating position in the second row.
Oh, and please be sure to never use a top tether child seat in either the front passenger seat location or the third row, as there are no top tether points in which to secure them.
Because of the wide variety of child restraint seats on the market, or to simply find out more about their safe installation, please refer to Section 1 of your owner's manual. Now, back at the front row seats. Let's not forget about the lumbar control that comes with your new Trailblazer. It's a great feature that allows you to adjust the support that your lower back gets when you're driving.
If you have the manual version of the lumbar support, you'll find it on the outboard side of the driver's seat. It's a star-shaped knob, and all you have to do is turn it to move the support into the position that's best for you.
If you have the power version, the control is also located on the outboard side of each front seat. To increase the lumbar support, press the circular control button forward. To decrease the support, press it rearward.
No matter which version of the lumbar support you have, remember that as you shift your position in your seat, you may want to stop and occasionally adjust the position of your lumbar support to maximize your comfort. And this is especially true on long trips.
And while we're talking about seats, if you have the optional heated seats feature, you'll need to swing your focus over to the driver and passenger door armrests, where you'll find the controls for this feature.
It's the horizontal button with the heated seat symbol on it. Press the button repeatedly to cycle through the temperature settings of high, medium, low, and off. The indicator lights glow to designate the level of heat that you select.
If you want to heat only the seat back, then press the button with the words "back only."
Next, if your Trailblazer is equipped with the optional memory package, you'll see a series of buttons on the door labeled with a 1 on the left and a 2 on the right. These 2 buttons are used to set seat, mirror, and the optional pedal personalization preferences for up to 2 drivers.
If you have the optional memory package, this also means that you have the optional driver information center package, because you can't have one without the other. And this is important to know, because for the next bit of personalization to work, you will have to enable your seat recall on the DIC.
And we'll tell you how to do that a little later on in the track that we have devoted exclusively to the DIC. So for now, you can either continue to listen to how to use the memory package, or you can skip ahead to find out how to enable it in the DIC before you come back to this spot again.
Either way, it's still really simple to follow. For example, let's say that you're driver number 1. Once you have your seat positioned exactly the way you want it, you want to save that setting for the next time you drive your SUV. To save your settings, press and hold the Memory 1 button on the door for 3 seconds. When you hear 2 beeps, release the button.
And that's it. Next time you open your SUV and push button 1 or 2, your seats will automatically go to the settings that you programmed.
Now that's smart! And there's one more optional memory seating feature that many people consider to be extremely helpful.
Ah, yes, the seat exit position feature that allows your seat to shift to a different position when you get in and out of your new Trailblazer. My husband has a trick knee, and for him, he finds that a different exit position on the seat makes things much easier.
To program an exit position, press the driver 1 or 2 memory button. Now, adjust your seat to the position that you find the most comfortable for getting in and out of the vehicle. Once you're satisfied, press and hold the exit button for 3 seconds until you hear 2 beeps. And once again, that's it. The exit button is the larger button on the driver door just behind the driver 1 and driver 2 memory buttons. But please keep in mind that this is another feature that must be enabled in the DIC to be activated.
So now that you have your seats all set up, why don't you program your mirror settings as well if you have the optional memory package?
To do this, press your unique memory button, either number 1 or 2. Then use the outside mirror adjustment control on the driver's door. To set the outside mirrors, twist the control knob to the left or right to adjust either the left or right outside mirror. Then toggle the adjustment control to move the mirror to the angle you want. When you're satisfied, press and hold your unique memory button for 3 seconds until you hear 2 beeps.
Just like that, you've saved a few of your most important settings. Your new Trailblazer now knows the seating and mirror preferences to use every time you press the driver 1 or 2 memory buttons. But don't forget, you must enable these features in the DIC before they can function for you.
If you have the optional adjustable throttle and brake pedals feature, you can also program your pedal settings for both driver number 1 and driver number 2. To find out how, please check out Section 2 of your owner's manual for more details.
So remember, to set the preferences for another driver, just repeat all seat, mirror, and pedal adjustments and press and hold the memory button that corresponds to that person's assigned driver number. And as you might have already guessed by now, you can set all of these preferences at the same time by positioning everything until it's just right and then pushing in and holding your unique memory button until you hear the confirming beeps.
Your Trailblazer allows you to choose from one of 2 programmable door locking modes that include Mode 1, where all doors lock when the transmission is shifted into gear, and Mode 2, where all doors lock when the vehicle speed is greater than 8 miles per hour.
The factory preset is Mode 1, but you can easily change it to another mode by consulting Section 2 of your owner's manual.
Your Trailblazer also allows you to choose from one of 4 programmable unlocking modes. These are Mode 1, where the driver's door unlocks when the transmission is shifted into park. Mode 2, where all doors unlock when the transmission is shifted into park. Mode 3, where all doors unlock when the key is removed from the ignition. And Mode 4, where no automatic door unlock occurs at all.
Again, the factory preset is Mode 1. Should you wish to change to another mode, please consult with the easy-to-follow steps in your owner's manual.
There's one other door locking feature that's really handy called delayed locking. This feature allows your SUV to wait 5 seconds after you've closed the doors before automatically locking all the doors.
This is such a smart feature. I use it all the time when I come home from work. I open the driver door and press the door lock, either on the door itself or on my key fob. After I close the door, I have time to open the rear door to get my briefcase and other things from the back seat. Then I can just close the back door and, with my hands full, simply walk away. 5 seconds after all the doors are closed, the doors lock automatically behind me.
If you'd rather have your doors lock immediately, simply press the door lock switch or the key fob button a second time.
And because your Chevrolet is all about personalization, if you'd like to disable delayed locking so your vehicle locks immediately the first time you press the button all the time, see your owner's manual for programming instructions.
There's a lot more that you can find out about your seats and door controls, so please have a look at the section of your owner's manual titled Features and Controls.
Now we're going to take you through the driver interface, or in simpler terms, anything in the SUV that conveys information to you, like the instrument panel, indicator lights, warning lights, gauges, and even the radio's display area.
So let's move from left to right through the driver cockpit to highlight the important features you need to know about.
Beginning on the far left side of the instrument panel, you'll find the exterior lamp controls.
Your new Trailblazer has an automatic headlamp system, so that when it's dark enough outside, the system turns on your headlamps at normal brightness, along with your tail lamps, side markers, parking lamps, and the instrument panel lights. The radio lights even come on.
You also have something called daytime running lamps. This safety feature makes it easier for others to see the front of your vehicle during the day. So each and every time you start your new Trailblazer, the daytime running lights automatically come on and stay on when you take your vehicle out of park.
But for those times when you might not want this safety feature to be active, you simply have to turn the light switch all the way to the left for a second, and then the feature will disengage until the next time that you start your vehicle, or decide to reactivate the feature by turning the light control knob all the way to the left again.
Talk about choice. And if your Trailblazer is equipped with fog lamps, the control button for those lamps is located to the right of the exterior lamps knob.
Just below the exterior lamps knob, you'll find 2 controls for your interior lamps. The left-hand button is your dome lamp override button. To turn the dome lamps off when your doors are open, press this button. This button overrides your new Trailblazer's illuminated entry feature, unless you use your key fob to unlock the vehicle. To return the lamps to automatic operation, press the dome lamp button again, and the dome lamps will come on when you open a door.
This is a real handy feature if you're parked for a long time during the day with the vehicle doors open, like when you're on a picnic or when you're cleaning the interior of your vehicle.
So keep in mind that if the dome light should ever not come on when you open a door, you'll probably have to press in the dome lamp button to activate them again.
The small knob next to the override button is your interior lamps control. Press the knob to extend it. Now you can control the brightness of both the instrument panel lights and the interior lamps. If you need to turn on your interior lamps, turn the adjuster knob all the way up.
Now, let's move on to the steering wheel, where if you decided to get the optional steering wheel finger touch control system, you'll notice 4 sets of buttons. We'll talk more about these in the audio and DIC sections a little later on. Behind the steering wheel, on the left side of the steering column, you'll find the turn signal multifunction lever. This one lever controls your turn and lane change signals, the headlamp high-low beam changer, the flash to pass feature, the windshield wiper, the windshield washer, and cruise control.
In addition to your front wiper, let's not forget the rear window washer wiper. This control knob is located to the right of the steering wheel on the instrument panel and features several speeds and a washer fluid push button.
Your Trailblazer may also be equipped with the optional Rain Sense windshield wiper system. When active, this system allows your wipers to detect moisture on the windshield and automatically turn on the wipers.
The moisture sensor is located next to the inside rear view mirror and is mounted on the windshield. To turn on the Rain Sense feature, the windshield wipers must be set to one of the several delay settings on the multifunction lever.
Just keep in mind that if you should happen to go into a car wash, your Rain Sense system will, of course, start to operate. So always remember to turn off this optional system by turning your wipers all the way to the off position before you enter. Oh, and don't be surprised if from time to time your wipers make a quick sweep for what might seem like no obvious reason. Sometimes an unseen bug or a single drop of liquid can momentarily trigger the system.
Now let's look at the instrument panel cluster. Did you know that each and every time that you turn on your Trailblazer, it performs a complete diagnostic check of all the vehicle's monitored systems?
It's called a system check, and it performs a variety of basic functions like checking your anti-lock braking system, your airbag system, your engine, and a whole lot more.
And you can see this happening when you turn on the ignition and all the system warning lights temporarily light up. It's just one of the intelligent ways that your Trailblazer keeps you informed.
Your vehicle may also be equipped with the optional Driver Information Center, or DIC, located on the instrument panel. If you have this option, we have an entire track devoted exclusively to it a little later on.
Your new Trailblazer is also able to alert you to a number of key maintenance and safety issues as they arise through a variety of indicator lights on your instrument panel.
Messages on the instrument panel let you know various things, like if a safety issue, such as an open liftgate, is present.
You know, there's another really intelligent thing that your Trailblazer can do, and it has to do with the fuel cap. If the fuel cap isn't put back on, or if it's put back on incorrectly, the Service Engine Soon message eventually lights up after the fuel system performs a self-diagnostic test.
So, one of the first things you should do when you see the Service Engine Soon message light up is check your fuel cap. This is especially true if you've recently stopped for a fill-up.
And as a helpful hint, whether you're filling up the tank yourself or going to a full service station, when your fuel cap is put back on, you need to make sure it gets turned to the right until you hear a clicking sound. And what you want to hear is ideally a minimum of 3 good clicks.
Okay, now it's time to move on up to the rear view mirror area, and this is especially important if your Trailblazer is equipped with a compass and the optional OnStar system.
The on-off button for the mirror's compass is located at the far left below the mirror face. Press this button to turn the compass feature on and off.
There may also be an optional 8-point digital compass located inside the top right corner of the rear view mirror. So if you see an N in the mirror's top right corner, that means you're headed north, or E for east, or, well, you get the idea.
But if the letter C appears in the display, the unit may be experiencing interference from a strong magnetic source, such as a magnetic antenna mount, or it may simply need to be calibrated. And that's pretty easy to do because you can usually calibrate the system yourself by holding in the on-off button for 9 full seconds until CAL appears, and then driving in a circle at less than 5 miles per hour until the display reads a direction.
Also, as we all live in different areas of the country, you should consult with Section 2 of your owner's manual to find out how to determine and set the geographic compass zone that's right for you.
For those times that you don't want to see the compass display, all you have to do is simply press the mirror-mounted on-off button until the compass unit shuts off.
Oh, and as a useful tip, and to help keep your compass working properly, Be sure to use a damp cloth whenever you clean your mirror and make sure to never spray anything directly on it.
Now, while you're looking up, check out a useful Chevrolet feature that can be easy to overlook. Your driver and passenger sun visors actually extend for greater coverage.
I really like this feature. If you unclip the visor from its stowed position, you can actually slide the visor along the rod from side to side and extend it to cover specific window space.
Clever! And one final area to look at while we're at the ceiling area is the overhead console.
This is the command center for some of the great features in your new Trailblazer, like the optional sunroof and universal home remote.
And if your Trailblazer has a third-row seat and is equipped with power quarter glass, the control switches are also located here. These switches allow the driver to open or close each third-row window individually.
But let's start with the optional sunroof controls. To open or close your optional sunroof, the ignition must be on or in the run position, or you must be using your vehicle's retained accessory power. Retained accessory power, or RAP, is a system in your Trailblazer that allows certain features to operate for up to 20 minutes or until a door is opened after the ignition key is turned to lock.
For those of you who have the optional sunroof, you'll find that it has both power manual and express features for opening the glass panel and the sunshade.
And while it really is quite easy to operate, there are a couple of things to keep in mind. The first of which is that you can employ the Express Open feature by pressing the overhead switch to get the sunroof to open all the way on its own. If you press this button again, the Express feature will halt.
The second thing to remember is that when you're closing your sunroof, the glass moves forward and then up into place to create a tight seal. So to get the sunroof to close fully, hold the switch forward until the sunroof stops moving entirely.
From the closed position, you can press the forward side of the button to open the sunroof to the vent position.
And your sunroof is also equipped with a sunshade that you can pull forward to block the sun's rays at any time. The remaining controls on the overhead console are the optional universal home remote programming buttons. And this is a great feature, especially if you have a remote door opener for your garage. We'll discuss Universal Home Remote a little later on.
You can find out even more about your driver interface in the sections of your owner's manual titled Features and Controls and the Instrument Panel. Alright, now that you're comfortable and familiar with some of your Trailblazer's features, let's get to the important business of setting your clock and checking out the radio.
The hour and minute controls are located just below the tuner display knob in the bottom left corner of your radio console.
To set the time, press and hold the H or HR button until the correct hour appears, and then hold the M or MN button until the right minute appears.
There's another way to set the time as well if you're in a radio data system or RDS broadcast area, and that's to simply hold in both the hour and the minute buttons simultaneously until a message appears on your visual display that says, Time Updated. RDS stations broadcast the time once every 30 seconds, so you may have to hold the buttons in for a few moments until the time signal is sent.
If you should happen to see a message that reads, Not Updated, that means that station does not broadcast the time, or your area of the country isn't serviced by an RDS broadcast station, so you'll have to set the time manually.
Now that you know what time it is, let's talk about sound and the basic operation of your audio system.
Your new Trailblazer may have one of 4 audio systems installed, depending on your choice of options. The first is a radio with a single in-dash CD player. The second is a radio with CD and cassette tape player. The third system is a radio with a 6-disc in-dash CD changer. And the fourth radio system includes the Trailblazer navigation system. If you have this navigation system, please consult with your Trailblazer Navigation System Manual for complete details on how to operate it.
Oh, and each of the audio systems, except for the radio with a single in-dash CD player, offers a Bose premium sound system with 6 amplified speakers.
Because each system, with the exception of the navigation system, is similar in regards to how the radio and basic audio features work, we'll more or less cover them all at once.
To turn the radio on or off, push the large power knob on the left of the audio console. This knob is also your volume control.
To tune your radio to a specific station, you first need to select the right band. To change bands, press the band button next to the tune display knob. Each time you press this button, the band appears in the display, showing either FM1, FM2, AM, or the optional XM1 or XM2.
Once you've selected a band, the display shows your selection. Now you can tune to a specific station by turning the tune knob, Or you may choose to use the seek feature. By pressing the right or left arrows, the radio seeks the next or the previous station and stays there. The radio only seeks to stations that are in the selected band and only to those with a strong signal.
To scan through the stations that have a strong signal, press and hold one of the seek scan arrows for more than 2 seconds until scan appears in the display. The radio then moves from station to station, playing each for a few seconds before moving on to the next. Press either seek arrow again to stop the scanning.
Perhaps one of the most exciting features of your radio is that it comes complete with cutting-edge RDS, or Radio Data System technology.
Chevrolet's RDS-equipped radios use digital signals transmitted by FM broadcasters using the latest in signal technology to supply information directly to your radio's visual display, such as song titles and radio call letters.
RDS is one of those great Chevrolet features that's always on. But keep in mind that it's only functional when you're tuned into an FM radio station broadcasting in RDS, and not all FM stations are able to do that just yet. The simplest thing you can do to interact with your RDS is if you see info show up on your radio's display. If you then press the info button on the radio, the display will show things such as the song title or station info.
And while RDS is incredible for those FM-enabled stations, AM stations just don't have the bandwidth needed to carry the extra digital signals. So when you're listening to an AM station, you'll never get RDS information supplied to your radio. The AM radio waves just can't do it. But when you are listening to an RDS-equipped FM station, the added advantages are enormous.
RDS allows your radio to receive information concerning local and national emergencies and seek stations according to station type, such as pop, country, jazz, and rock. Another available advanced radio option is XM radio. XM is digital radio, and that means both spectacular sound quality and the ability to receive text messages similar to those found in RDS from a selection of more than 150 coast-to-coast stations across the continental United States.
XM programming includes music, news, sports, talk, local traffic and weather, where these two are available, as well as children's programming. And because the signal comes from a satellite and is augmented by a ground-based repeater network instead of from old-fashioned radio towers, you can listen to the same satellite radio channel anywhere in the continental United States, not just in your local area. XM uses the same category search functions as RDS and also shows an artist's name and song title on the radio display.
XM radio is a pay-for-use service, just like your cell phone or cable television. If your vehicle is equipped with the XM radio option, you can access it just like any other band on your radio. To order or activate XM service, tune to the XM preview station and follow the directions there, and then sit back and enjoy all of the incredible advantages that XM digital satellite radio has to offer.
Let's get back to some of your radio's other regular features. Did you know that your Trailblazer lets you preset up to 30 radio stations?
In fact, using the 6 numbered push buttons, you can set 6 in FM1, 6 in FM2, 6 AM, as well as 6 in XM1 and 6 in XM2, if you have the XM option. And doing it is pretty simple.
First, turn the radio on. Next, press the band to select FM1, FM2, AM, XM1, or XM2. Then tune in to your desired station. Next, because your equalization settings are also saved in memory, press Auto EQ to select one of the preset equalization levels. If you want to tweak the bass and treble levels yourself, select Custom. Finally, press and hold one of the 6 numbered push buttons. The radio will produce a single beep, and that's it. Whenever you press that numbered push button again, the station you set returns along with the equalization that you selected.
To set those bass and treble levels for the custom setting, simply push and release the audio knob until either bass or treb appears on the display. Then turn the knob to either increase or decrease your preferred levels.
Now, let's turn your attention to how to operate your CD player. To play a CD in a basic unit, simply insert it, label side up, by gently placing the CD partway into the CD slot. The player itself will take the CD away from you and pull it in.
The eject button is located just below the CD slot on the right side of the unit. It's the button with the upward-facing triangle on it. And remember, your CD will stay in your radio until you eject it.
Now, let's take a look at the 6-disc CD changer. If you have it, many of the control functions are the same as the single CD player, such as the random, audio, auto EQ, seek scan, and the 6 preset buttons.
And then there are a few new features unique to the 6-disc changer. For instance, loading a CD into this unit is very different.
The load eject button is in the upper right-hand corner of the audio unit. You have to press the load side of the button to load CDs into the CD player. This CD player holds up to 6 CDs.
To insert just one CD, do the following. First, turn the ignition on. Next, press and release the load side of the load CD button. Now wait for the light located to the right of the slot to turn green, and the display to read Insert CD, then load a CD.
Be sure to insert the CD only part way into the slot, label side up. The player will pull the CD in and the CD will begin to play automatically. When a CD is inserted, the CD symbol appears on the display.
To insert multiple CDs, first turn the ignition on. Next, press and hold the load side of the load CD button for 2 seconds. When you hear a beep, the light located to the right of the slot will begin to flash. Once the light stops flashing and turns green, load a CD. Insert the CD partway into the slot, labeled side up. The player will pull the CD in.
Once the CD is loaded, the light will begin to flash again. Once the light stops flashing and turns green, you can load another CD. The CD player takes up to 6 CDs, so although you can load fewer than 6, don't try to load more.
To eject a single CD, press and release the right side of the load button. To eject multiple CDs, press and hold this button for 2 seconds. You'll hear a beep, then the light flashes to let you know a CD is being ejected.
Then, Remove CD will appear on the display. You can now remove the CD. If the CD is not removed after 25 seconds, the CD is automatically pulled back into the unit.
And while we're talking about CDs, your Trailblazer's audio system is designed to play premium quality store-bought CDs. So while your CD player can, for the most part, function with CDs that you've created and burned yourself, please keep in mind that these CDs may not perform as well as you'd like as a result of the varying quality of individual CD burners and recordable discs. Now let's move on to the steering wheel, where you'll notice, if you have the audio system option, 4 sets of buttons. The upper left and upper right side buttons control your audio functions.
The far left-hand top button is the OnStar voice recognition. You can press this button to interact with the optional OnStar system if you have it.
The lower half of this button is labeled PROG for Program. Press this button to cycle through stations you've stored on the radio presets push buttons. If a CD is playing in the optional 6-disc CD changer, pressing this button takes you to the next available CD.
Next is the Source button. Press this button to select FM1, FM2, AM, the optional XM1 or XM2, or a CD. If a CD is loaded, the CD symbol appears on the display.
Moving to the upper right of the steering wheel, you'll first find the seek control. Press the up arrow to go to the next station or the down arrow to go to the previous radio station and stay there. If a CD is playing, press the up or the down arrow to change tracks.
Beside the Seek button is your volume control button. Press the up or down arrow to increase or decrease the volume of your audio system. Your Trailblazer may also have an optional DVD rear seat entertainment system, and this includes a DVD player, a video display screen, 2 sets of wireless headphones, and a remote control. And, as an added feature of this system, the driver can exercise parental control anytime they want by simply pressing the black button directly in front of the video screen as seen from the driver's perspective.
The DVD system is for rear seat passengers only, but the sound can be heard throughout the entire vehicle's speaker system if so desired. And the unit may operate when either the engine is on or the retained accessory power is active.
And while we're talking about entertainment for the rear seat passengers, your Trailblazer may also have the optional rear seat audio package. This feature allows the rear seat passengers to listen to any of the music sources your vehicle's audio system may have, including radio, cassette tapes, CDs, or DVDs. And they can listen to whatever they want through the rear headphones.
The only thing to remember is that if the front driver is listening to a particular music source, then they have complete control over how it's heard because the front seat controls always override the rear seat controls. But if the rear passengers are listening to something other than what the driver is listening to, they can set it any way that they like. So for example, if the driver is listening to a CD, then the rear seat passengers can't change the track being played. But if they're listening to the radio, they have the complete ability to change a station.
So that covers some of the various audio functions available for your Trailblazer. But because there's a whole lot more to find out about, please remember to consult the section of your owner's manual titled The Instrument Panel for complete details on your vehicle's audio system. Your Trailblazer comes equipped with some great climate control features that keep you warm in the cold and cool in the heat.
Of course, people don't always agree on what's hot and what's cool. That's why the dual climate control system is such a great feature of your Trailblazer. This way, the driver can select a desired temperature for the vehicle, and the front seat passenger can also adjust the temperature on the passenger side to a setting that's right for them.
And best of all, it's simple to use. Your dual climate control center has two sliding heat-cool controllers. The one on the left is for the driver's side, and the one on the right is for the passenger's side. Simply raise it to increase the temperature, or lower it to decrease the temperature.
Your Trailblazer may also be equipped with an optional automatic dual climate control system. This system lets you control the climate functions manually or by using the automatic feature. When automatic operation is active, the system controls the inside temperature, the air delivery mode, and the fan speed.
To place the system in the automatic mode, simply press the Auto button. When Auto is selected, the air conditioning operation and air inlet mode is automatically controlled. The air conditioning compressor runs when the outside temperature is over approximately 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The air inlet normally is set to outside air, but if it's hot outside, the air inlet automatically switches to recirculate inside air to help quickly cool down your vehicle, even though the light on the recirc button does not illuminate. If the weather is cold and damp, the system may cause the windows to fog in the recirculation mode. If the windows do start to fog, simply select the defog or defrost mode and your windows will be cleared in no time.
To set the driver and passenger temperatures and find your comfort setting, start with a 72-degree temperature setting and allow about 20 minutes for the system to regulate. Then turn the driver or passenger side temperature knob to adjust the temperature to make it perfect for you.
The system then automatically adjusts the air temperature, airflow direction, and fan speed to maintain your desired interior temperature.
Of course, depending on the outside conditions, it may take a few minutes for the desired temperature to be reached. One important point here: some of the sensors that the system uses are located on top of the dash, so be sure they're not covered by anything or they won't be able to function properly.
If you override the automatic climate control system by adjusting anything other than the temperature, the auto mode shuts off and the system operates in manual mode. To go back to the auto setting, just press Auto again.
Your new Trailblazer also has one of two rear seat climate control systems that both do basically the same thing, but have different controls depending on whether you have the rear seat audio system.
And while they are an incredible boost to rear seat passenger comfort, please remember that these systems will be disabled when the front climate control system is set to defrost.
The temperature of the air coming through the rear climate control system is determined by the front passenger's temperature setting. To turn the system on, simply press the power button. Then use either the control knob to direct the airflow as indicated, or the push buttons to control the fan speed and venting position.
If you have a Trailblazer EXT, things are a little different in that to operate the rear air conditioning system, the front air conditioning system must be on. If the front air conditioning is turned off, the rear system can only be used to circulate air.
If the knob on the front console is set to the R position, the full range of rear seat controls can be used.
But if the front knob is set to any of the 1, 2, or 3 fan positions, then the rear mode will be the same as the front and the temperature setting will follow that of the front passenger setting.
You'll find complete information on the normal operation of your climate control system in your owner's manual in the section titled The Instrument Panel.
Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, did you know that if the rear windows are open when you're driving at higher speeds, a buffeting sound can sometimes be heard? And that the simple way to eliminate this noise is to simply crack open the front windows a tad.
After all, with Chevrolet, it's all about comfort, and that means you'll find it easy to heat things up or keep it cool in your new Trailblazer. Some Trailblazers come equipped with the optional Driver Information Center. Because of the importance of this feature, when it comes to personalizing your new Chevrolet vehicle, we're going to spend the next track talking about it.
So if you're not in a Trailblazer with the optional Driver Information Center, please feel free to skip ahead a track. Or if you wish, take an extra few minutes and you'll also find out about some handy fuel economy tips, as well as the amazing oil life system that comes with your SUV, even if you don't have a DIC.
In this day and age, they say information is power.
So it's no exaggeration to say that everyone with a Trailblazer must have a lot of power, because this vehicle is chock full of valuable information to make your driving experience safe and pleasurable.
If your Trailblazer comes equipped with a driver information center, you can think of it as a high-tech communications hub for your vehicle, as it allows you to get data and information from your SUV, as well as empowers you to provide personal information to your vehicle to fully personalize your Trailblazer's functions.
The DIC LED readout display is located in the instrument panel cluster above the steering wheel.
The DIC displays information such as the trip odometer, fuel economy, and a host of personalization features.
The DIC really is an amazing system because it brings the level of communication between you and your Trailblazer to a whole new level.
The DIC has different modes that can be accessed by pressing the 4 DIC buttons on the lower half of the steering wheel. These buttons are trip information, fuel information, personalization, and select. These buttons and the LED display on the instrument panel work together to give you incredible control and information about your vehicle.
Let's walk through each of the buttons on the steering wheel, starting on the left-hand spoke. The first button on the left side is the trip information button. Press this button to display the odometer, trip odometer, and the timer.
The second button is the fuel information button. Press this button to display the current range, average fuel economy, fuel used, and engine oil life.
While we're talking about fuel efficiency, we thought it might be a good idea to go over some basic tips that you can put into action to ensure that you are getting the best fuel efficiency for your vehicle.
First, following the speed limit will have a significant effect on your fuel consumption. A difference of even 5 or 10 miles an hour can substantially affect your vehicle's average fuel efficiency.
Second, whenever possible, try to avoid quick stops and sudden acceleration. This kind of driving requires additional fuel to respond to your demands, so the smoother you drive, the better your fuel efficiency will be. Your fuel economy will gradually improve over time as your engine establishes its optimum performance range. This will be especially noticeable over the first few tanks of fuel.
The last thing you can do to get the best fuel efficiency is to check your tires on a regular basis. Make sure they're filled to the proper air pressure. Under or overinflating your tires has a dramatic impact on fuel efficiency.
Also, remember to reset your average fuel economy when you first drive your vehicle. This is done by scrolling to Average Fuel Economy on the DIC and holding the Reset Select button for 4 seconds. This simple step will help by showing you your fuel economy.
And of course, your engine has a small break-in period, so you'll notice an improvement in your gas mileage after around 3,000 to 5,000 miles.
One of my favorite features is the computer system in your Chevrolet that lets you know when to change the oil.
That's the GM Oil Life System, and it calculates, based on engine revolutions and temperatures, when an oil and filter change is needed, and then lets you know with a light on the instrument panel.
By doing this, your Chevrolet not only extends the life of your engine, but it reduces the overall wear and tear by taking into account your actual driving habits and needs, and giving you indispensable information about when to have your vehicle's oil and filter serviced. It's a real improvement on the old-fashioned reminder stickers that your service center used to stick to your windshield, not to mention that it saves you money and helps the environment by avoiding unnecessary oil changes.
When the Change Oil Soon message appears on your instrument panel, 10% of the oil life remains, and that means that it's time to take your SUV in for an oil and filter change as soon as possible. And that means definitely within the next 2 times that you stop for fuel.
Now, once your oil and filter are changed, the GM Oil Life system has to be reset so that it can begin to recalculate when it'll be time for your next oil and filter change.
And that's not a problem if you get your SUV serviced at a GM dealership where they'll automatically do it for you.
But if you decide to go elsewhere to have it done, or if you like the hands-on feel of doing it yourself, it's no problem if you have the optional DIC. You can reset your oil life system yourself if you simply press and hold the select button on your steering wheel with the oil life showing. It's the lower right-hand button that sort of looks like a computer keyboard's return key. If you don't have the optional DIC, please see your owner's manual on how to reset the light.
The next set of buttons is on the lower right spoke of the steering wheel. The button there on the left side is the Personalization button. Press this button to change personal settings for some of the options on your vehicle.
The last button is the Select button. Press this button to reset certain functions and turn off or acknowledge messages on the DIC. Please consult Section 3 of your owner's manual for full details about these DIC buttons.
So far, we've looked at how the Driver Information Center lets you know about what's happening with your Trailblazer. Now, we're going to look at how you can tell your Trailblazer a few things about yourself and how you would like it to operate.
This is where the DIC takes this whole personalization thing to a new level. It gives you a chance to customize a number of your vehicle's features to work exactly according to your preferences.
We're going to go through the personal choice options one at a time so that you can choose the settings that are just right for you.
To begin, press the personalization button on the steering wheel to scroll through all the features you can program.
The great thing is that you can program all of these things using the one simple console and display.
As you scroll through each feature, you may want to stop and personalize that feature, so make sure that you have first identified yourself by pushing the button that you have set for yourself, either 1 or 2 on the door pad. When a feature shows in the DIC display window, press the Select button on the steering wheel to display the programming options available to you for that feature.
But remember that your personal choices, once again, correspond with the driver number 1 and driver number 2 profiles.
So now, here comes our brief overview of each of the other menu items that you can personalize. Remember to consult Section 3 of your Trailblazer Owner Manual to learn more about how to program each feature.
The next feature in the list is automatic locking. And this feature gives you 2 options, including lock doors out of park and lock doors with speed.
Next is automatic unlocking. This feature gives you 4 options, including unlock all in park, unlock all at key out, unlock doors manually, and unlock driver in park.
Next on the menu is remote lock feedback. Here you have 4 choices, including lock feedback both, lock feedback off, lock feedback horn, and lock feedback lamps.
The next menu item is Remote Unlock Feedback. This has 4 choices, including Unlock Feedback Lamps, Unlock Feedback Both, Unlock Feedback Off, and Unlock Feedback Horn.
Next up is the Headlamps On at Exit feature. This will let you personalize a headlight delay for turning off your headlights after you exit your vehicle or entirely off.
Next up is Perimeter Lighting, which is an important safety feature on your Trailblazer. Here you have a choice of turning this feature on or off. This feature lets you have the headlamps and backup lamps on for 40 seconds if it's dark enough outside when you unlock the vehicle with the remote keyless entry transmitter.
So, if you're going to your SUV at night, you can unlock the door from a distance using your key fob, and the lights will come on to help you get to your SUV safely.
Easy Exit Driver's Seat is the next feature in the menu. This is connected to the seat exit positions stored in your available memory package for driver 1 and 2. You can turn the seat exit position capability on or off. The default setting is off. If on, the seat bottom will shift all the way back by default or to the position you set when you go to park. For full details, please refer to Section 3 of your owner manual.
Mirror Curb View Assist is the next menu item. This is a terrific safety feature. It allows the passenger mirror to tilt down to a preset position when the vehicle is shifted into reverse, and then returns the mirror to the last stored driving position a few seconds after shifting out of reverse. This feature provides you with the increased ability to notice any obstacles while backing up.
Here's an example of how the personalization menu works. The next feature in the menu is Alarm Warning Type. You can program this feature by pressing the personalization button until Alarm Warning Type is displayed in the DIC.
Now press the Select button. Doing so gives you 4 options. First, alarm warning both, meaning both the headlamps and horn will sound when the alarm is active. Next, alarm warning off, meaning no alarm warning on activation. Then, alarm warning horn, meaning the horn will chirp when the alarm is active. And finally, alarm warning lamps, meaning the headlamps will flash when the alarm is active.
So now choose one of the 4 settings and press the personalization button while your choice is displayed on the DIC to select it. This also moves you on to the next feature listed in the menu.
You'll find this process works for each of the features listed in the DIC personalization menu. But pay attention because some features give you multiple options to choose from, and others simply give you the choice of on or off.
The next feature in the list is Display Language. Your Trailblazer can display information in 3 different languages, including English, French, or Spanish. The name of the language is displayed in its native language in the menu.
The next menu item is Display Units, US or Metric. This feature offers you 3 choices to personalize your instrument panel readouts in either Units US, Units Metric Kilometers per Liter, or Units Metric Liters per 100 kilometers.
The DIC also displays a number of warning messages and helpful operational messages when needed. So please consult Section 3 of your owner's manual for a full explanation of all the possible messages.
As you can see, the Driver Information Center really does offer an incredibly powerful series of features as it brings personalization to a whole new level.
It's just another way your new Trailblazer works to give you a safe and satisfying driving environment. Now let's discuss some fuel economy tips. It might seem pretty straightforward at first, but in reality, whether you drive on city streets or on the highway, whether you're towing a trailer or using the air conditioning, or whether you closely follow the speed limit or have a heavy foot, each one will affect the kind of gas mileage that you get.
That's right, but there are a number of things that you can do to maximize how many miles to the gallon you get.
One of the best things you can do to save fuel is to maintain good driving habits. In fact, tests have shown that the same drivers using the same vehicles to do the same errands can have up to a 20% difference in their fuel consumption.
So let's find out about some easy things that you can do to save gas.
First off, obey the speed limit. Did you know that on the highway your vehicle can use up to 20% more fuel if you drive at 70 miles per hour instead of the sometimes posted 55 to 60? And whenever possible, use the cruise control to keep your highway speed constant.
Another thing you can do to get good gas mileage is to avoid quick stops and sudden acceleration. Quick stops and jackrabbit starts force your engine to use additional fuel in order to respond to your demands.
Next, try to make one long trip instead of several short trips. It takes an engine time to warm up to reach its maximum performance potential. And this is especially true in colder weather where your vehicle's fluids will be thicker and take longer to warm up.
Here's another one that's pretty simple. If you're stopping your Trailblazer for an extended period of time greater than 10 seconds, and of course you're not in traffic, turn your engine off. Restarting your vehicle takes a lot less fuel than idling. And recent studies prove that unnecessary idling for even more than 10 seconds is more gas-consuming than stopping and restarting your vehicle.
Next, whenever possible, always try to carry items inside of your Trailblazer instead of on the roof or roof racks. By keeping things inside, you maintain the integrity of the aerodynamic shape of your vehicle and avoid fuel loss through increased wind resistance.
And as we're talking about carrying things in your Trailblazer, always try to avoid carrying items with you that you won't soon be using. Did you know that an extra 100 pounds of weight in your vehicle can reduce your fuel economy by more than 2%? And that can add up to some serious dollars over the course of a year.
The next one's pretty obvious as well, but it's sometimes overlooked because we're just too busy or used to our Trailblazer routine. And that's to make sure that we're using the right transfer case selection for the type of road, weather conditions, and driving that we're doing.
What we're really saying here is that if you have a choice, driving in two-wheel drive instead of in four-wheel drive can dramatically reduce your fuel consumption.
Here's one that you need to make a regular part of your driving routine, and that's to check the pressure of your tires about once a month. Both underinflated and overinflated tires will dramatically impact upon the maximum fuel efficiency of your vehicle. Besides, proper tire inflation also has the added advantage of providing you with a smoother and more responsive ride.
And finally, and this is without a doubt one of the most important tips of all, have your Trailblazer regularly serviced. A well-maintained vehicle will typically consume 15% less fuel.
Your Trailblazer's owner manual has a recommended maintenance schedule, and following it closely is one of the smartest things that you can do to extend the life of your Chevy vehicle. In case you're not already totally impressed by what your new Trailblazer can do, hold on to your hat because you haven't seen anything yet.
You're about to experience what sets your Trailblazer apart from most other SUV models on the road. And here I'm talking about the unique and easily accessible rear cargo area of your SUV.
If you have a Trailblazer with 2 rows of seats, then the folding rear seat feature allows you to fold the seat backs down for more cargo space. To do this, simply pull the loop that's located where the seat meets the seat back, and here you might have to dig in between the cushions a bit to find it, and then fold the seat cushion up and out of the way. This allows your seat back to fold flat.
The seat back levers are located on the outboard side of the rear seats. When you lift up on the lever, the headrests will automatically fold down out of the way. When you raise the seat backs back up, you need to push the seat backs to lock them in place and then manually return the headrests to their upright position.
If you have a Trailblazer EXT with 3 rows of seats, then the second row of seats is a 65-35 split that can be folded and tumbled. You can use the fold and tumble feature for gaining access to the third row seats.
The controls for each of the rear seats on the EXT are on the outboard side of each seat. You can fold and tumble either or both of the second row seats in 3 easy steps. First, push the head restraints fully down. Next, fold the seat back flat on the seat by pulling up on the front part of the lever on the outboard side of the seat. You'll see the number 1 on the handle side cover. Then release the rear set of seat hooks from the floor pins by pulling up on the rear part of the lever as indicated by the number 2 on the handle side cover. This enables the seat to be tumbled forward.
But please remember, for your safety and the safety of your passengers, never use the third row seats as a seating position if the second row seats are folded and tumbled.
You can return one or both of your EXT split seats to their upright position in 3 simple steps. First, rotate the seat down to re-engage the seat hooks. Next, try to raise the seat to check that it's locked down. And finally, pull the seat back up and return it to the upright position.
Your new EXT even includes a rear compartment cargo shelf. This handy feature can be used as a cargo shade, a second shelf, and even as a place to hook plastic grocery bags when it's in its upright position. Just remember that it's only intended to hold items up to a maximum of 200 pounds, so pack accordingly.
As well, your new Trailblazer even comes with a rooftop luggage carrier with optional sliding cross rails to allow you to carry up to 220 pounds of extra cargo. And while this is indeed a handy feature, please make sure that the items that you're transporting are neither hanging over the rear or the sides of the vehicle.
There's a whole lot more you can find out about your rear seats and storage areas by checking out sections 1 and 2 in your owner's manual. Trailblazer is so chock full of features, we wanted to make sure you were aware of just a few more important items, such as the standard ABS brakes and StabiliTrak system.
ABS stands for Anti-Lock Braking System, and it's one of the most technologically advanced ways to help you maintain control and avoid dangerous braking skids. And Trailblazer's 4 vented discs really do offer impressive braking power.
As you brake, your vehicle's computer receives updates on wheel speed and controls brake pressure so you can maintain steering control. Just hold the brake pedal down firmly and let anti-lock work for you. You may feel the brake pedal pulse slightly or hear some noise, but this is normal and lets you know that your ABS system is working.
The StabiliTrak Electronic Stability Control System is another important safety feature that comes standard with your new Trailblazer. StabiliTrak works with your anti-lock brakes and the traction and stability control systems to help you maintain directional control of your vehicle in most driving conditions.
Traction control activates when the computer senses wheel spin. StabiliTrak will selectively apply the brakes and reduce engine torque to help regain traction.
Stability control activates when the computer senses a discrepancy between your intended path and the direction the vehicle is traveling, as it might if you hit a patch of ice or other slippery spot on the road. StabiliTrak selectively applies braking pressure at any one of the vehicle's brakes to help guide the vehicle in the direction that you're steering. You should continue to steer in the direction you want to go. The system is designed to help you in bad weather or other difficult driving situations by making the most of whatever road conditions will permit.
When the system activates, you may hear a noise or feel a vibration in the brake pedal. This is normal. You will also see a StabiliTrak light blink in the instrument cluster for the duration of the event.
The StabiliTrak system comes on automatically each time you start your vehicle. If you push and hold the StabiliTrak disable button for 5 seconds or more, you will turn off the entire StabiliTrak system. The disable button is located on the transmission shift handle. If you only momentarily press and release the disable button, you end up turning off the traction control system only. Press the button momentarily again to turn traction control back on.
To limit wheel spin and realize the full benefits of the StabiliTrak system, General Motors recommends you stay in this mode under most driving conditions by leaving the system on. However, if you ever get stuck in mud or snow or sand and you need to rock the vehicle to get it out, it is best to turn off the system by pressing the disable button. For more information about StabiliTrak and traction control, please see Section 4 of your Trailblazer Owner's Manual.
And while we're looking at traction, let's talk about the optional 4-wheel drive features of your Trailblazer.
If your vehicle is equipped with 4-wheel drive, the transfer case knob is located to the left of the radio. You use this knob to shift into and out of four-wheel drive. When shifting the transfer case, the light above the mode selected will flash until the shift is complete.
This knob has 4 positions. The first setting is for 2-wheel high. You use this setting for most street and highway driving. This setting also optimizes fuel economy.
The second position is for automatic four-wheel drive. Use this setting when road conditions are variable. When driving your vehicle in automatic four-wheel drive or A4WD, the front axle is engaged, but the vehicle's power is sent to the rear wheels. When the vehicle senses a loss of traction, the system automatically engages four-wheel drive. This mode results in slightly lower fuel economy.
The third position is for 4-wheel high. Use 4 high when you need extra traction, such as on snowy or icy roads or in most off-road situations. This setting also engages your front axle to help drive your vehicle.
And the final position is for four-wheel low. This setting also engages your front axle and delivers extra torque as it sends maximum power to all 4 wheels. You might choose 4 low if you are driving off-road, in deep sand, deep mud, or climbing and descending steep hills.
Another optional feature on your vehicle is Universal Home Remote. If your vehicle has this feature, the control buttons for it are located on your overhead console.
Universal Home Remote is a combined universal transmitter and receiver that provides a convenient way to replace up to 3 handheld transmitters used to activate devices such as gate operators, garage door openers, entry door locks, security systems, and home lighting.
The best part is that it's easy to do. All you need to do is use your existing handheld transmitter to program Universal Home Remote. For complete programming instructions, as well as some important notes about radio transmission, consult your owner's manual.
Before attempting to program Universal Home Remote, be sure to read the instructions in your owner's manual completely. Also, because of the steps involved, it may be helpful to have another person available to assist you in programming Universal Home Remote.
And be sure to have a fresh battery in the handheld transmitter you'll be using to program Universal Home Remote. If the battery is weak, Universal Home Remote may have difficulty picking up the correct transmission signal.
As well, be sure that people and objects are clear of the garage door or gate operator that you're programming. In fact, when programming a garage door, it is advised to park outside of the garage. You'll find a toll-free customer assistance number in Section 7 of your owner's manual if you need further assistance with your Universal Home Remote system.
Your new Trailblazer may be equipped with a truly amazing feature that I think will revolutionize the way we look at our vehicles. Of course, I'm talking about the OnStar system.
OnStar is a hands-free communication system that offers a range of safety, security, and convenience services to Chevrolet customers.
OnStar uses the Global Positioning System, or GPS, a hands-free wireless communication system, and call centers staffed with live advisors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year.
So, for example, if you run out of gas or have some sort of problem on the road, you simply press the OnStar button. A call with your location is sent directly to an OnStar advisor who can quickly assist in getting you the help you need.
Or if your airbags deploy in an accident, a priority call is automatically sent to OnStar, where an advisor will attempt to speak with you and contact emergency service personnel to request that they respond to your location and get you the help you need.
If your vehicle should ever be stolen, OnStar can help authorities attempt to locate it by using the Global Positioning System to track its location. If you lock your keys in your vehicle, an advisor can send a signal to unlock your doors. In both of these situations, simply call OnStar at 1-888-4OnStar, and an advisor will be there to help you.
Another amazing feature is the OnStar Remote Diagnostic Service. If a warning light appears, you only have to press the OnStar button, and an advisor can run a check of your vehicle's vital systems and let you know the severity of the problem. If the problem is serious and you need immediate service, they can find a local dealer for you, or they can contact roadside assistance. Of course, an OnStar advisor can assist you even if the solution to the problem is as simple as tightening a loose gas cap.
OnStar's one little button can provide a lot of peace of mind. Of course, there are many other services available through OnStar, including a hands-free voice-activated feature for making and receiving calls. To learn more about OnStar personal calling, refer to the OnStar Owner Guide in your glove box or press the blue OnStar button to speak to an advisor.
From unlocking your doors to the automatic emergency call that's triggered by an airbag deployment, OnStar really is an incredible service.
If you have the OnStar system, then your first year of basic service is included with your new Trailblazer. Beyond your first year, refer to your OnStar owner guide or visit www.onstar.com. Or if you wish, simply press the OnStar button to speak with an advisor to renew your subscription.
Now that we've come to the end of your Trailblazer CD, we hope that we've been able to give you a greater sense of the many outstanding features that your vehicle has to offer.
And perhaps even more importantly, we hope you can see how easy it is to take advantage of these features.
By spending a little time getting to know your vehicle and letting it get to know a few things about you, you can greatly enhance your driving experience. But you should refer to your owner's manual and your Getting to Know Your Trailblazer booklet that accompanies this CD if you still have any questions about operating your Trailblazer.
We hope you enjoy all of the wonderful features you've heard about on this CD, especially the personalization features, because there really is nothing quite like driving a great Chevrolet vehicle customized to meet your exact specifications.
So thank you again and congratulations on your new Trailblazer. We hope you enjoy many years and many miles of safe and happy driving.